I'll take 2 years out of the ring, just going absolutely nuts again, Frank, and I'll come back at 37, I'll wipe the floor of whoever's next.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Get this. Tyson Fury puts the fight with Anthony Joshua or Dillian White or Alexander Usyk at risk as he doubts or he declares that I don't know if I need to fight anymore. Okay, well, Fury said, I don't know what's going to happen. He says, I've got one fight left on my contract with Top Rank and ESPN, and we'll see what that is. But I'm not thinking about boxing right now. I don't know how many fights I've got left. I don't know if I need to fight anymore. I don't know what the future holds. Wow. Commenting on whether his retirement would be down to a lack of motivation, he added, it's not money or a million title defenses. Okay. He says, I am motivated to get up in the morning, do a little bit of training, and enjoy my day. I don't have any goals in boxing. I have done everything and won everything. That the only one to do, the only one to do in my era. I will always have been the WBC, the WBA, the WBO, the IBF, Ring Magazine champion. That will never evaporate in history, but once it's gone, it is done and you cannot get it back. Once you are done, it doesn't matter how many belts you have, who you beat, what your record is, you are just another bare bum in the shower and have always had that opinion. You have to enjoy it while it's here, because when it is gone, it's gone. Even the wins and the glory die down, and sooner or later you just become another person and a has been. Okay. Does this surprise me, guys? Me counterpunching Tyson Fury? No, it doesn't. Tyson Fury is gifted. He's a talented fighter, but his demons or his problems has been consistency and mental focus, constant mental focus, right? I think he has a problem with looking too far into the future versus doing what he's supposed to do. I think Tyson Fury, honestly, doesn't know what champion means. He says, yes, I've had all the belts. I've had all the belts in boxing. For one, you haven't had them at one time, so that doesn't make you undisputed. For two, you've just done your first duty as a champion by defending your belt. For three, he says it doesn't matter who you beat. That's a fucking lie. Because if that was the case, you could be just like Deontay Wilder that fought Bermane Stiverne and nobody knew who the fuck he was except Chris Arreola. Okay, and Chris Arreola was that bronze champion, right? Or that guy that went to the Olympics that got beat by Klitschko. Okay, again, who the hell was he? So saying it doesn't matter who you beat, that's a lie. It doesn't matter on how many belts you get or how many defenses you get. That's another lie. But that's coming from a person, though, that is not accustomed to doing what he's supposed to do. That's just like saying a person saying, hey, it doesn't matter if you go out and work every day. Well, if you don't go out and work every day, you're not going to see the value in it at all. So you're not going to even see what it's like to do that each and every day like a normal citizen of wherever would do that takes care of his family. Okay, so no, it doesn't surprise me one bit on what Tyson Fury is maybe planning to do, but of course, he's like the water. You know, he's back and forth. He's flip-flop. You know, so it's like, hey, I'm motivated to get up in the morning and do a little training and enjoy my day. I don't have any goals in boxing. Well, that's why I told you that a guy like Tyson Fury has to have goals. So what he's saying is, I don't have any goals in boxing. Well, you better sure as hell have some goals. You know, because if it just took Anthony Joshua being beat by Alexander Usyk and made you give up on all goals in boxing, that's sad. Because what he's done, like I've told you guys yesterday, what Tyson Fury's done in the sport of boxing has not been enough to seal his legacy. It has not. You beating Klitschko in 2015 and beating Wilder twice in 20 and 21 does not mean that you are the best heavyweight. One of the best. Is he talented? Yes. But is he the best? That remains to be seen. Okay, he might be one of the best, but if a guy with a mental the way he thinks, the thought process that he's going by, you'll never see what he can do. He might go off, because you already seen him partying and shit, right? Getting drunk and doing whatever, which is not good. I don't even think Tyson Fury should drink, period. You know what I mean? I have people, and I had people with mental illness in their families, in their, in my family. And I know that's not a good thing to do. Really. You know what I mean? You have a few drinks. Well, obviously, if those few drinks or those few nights of partying since he beat Deontay Wilder has him talking this shit, he doesn't need to drink. He doesn't need to focus on anything else but boxing and his family and God, and not in that order. Right? So I think him saying, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do. Look, and to get this is the problem that bothered me. I've got one fight left on my contract, and we'll see what that is. Okay, well, that's supposed to be Dillian White. It's not going to be Alexander Usyk. So if you're saying, oh, I beat Wilder, and then turn around and say, oh, well, I don't know who I'm going to fight, and then you have a mandatory, you're not doing the job as a champion. You remember I told you guys, I said, well, you're like, well, who do you want to win? Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder? Well, I mean, it's shitty either way, okay? It's a real bad pick either way, because if Wilder wins, then you got to hear the bullshit about him parading around saying Tyson Fury cheated, that's why he couldn't beat me, kind of shit. Or Fury can't punch, or nobody can't punch, and I'm the strongest, most indestructible man alive, and the only reason I got beat up is because, somebody cheated me, but then yet nobody hurt me with a punch. Shit like that. You would have to deal with that and all that comes with that, right? And you had to hear him preach about that. But if Tyson Fury wins, you have to worry about shit like this, the inconsistency of what could be with Tyson Fury, because that's the only thing that we're seeing right now based on what he's saying. He's saying that shit because he's like, okay, well, hey, I'm not thinking about that. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what it's like we've seen this before, though. That's why it's not surprising. Because remember when he fought Klitschko, he was like, well, hey, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't really care about that. I've been doing coke and drinking, and you seen him out and he gets fat. And you remember he mentioned that before, and when I think he was with Frank Warren, and he was like, oh, I might just get, go off the deep end and then just run amok for 2 or 3 years and then come back and do it all over again. That's what Tyson Fury does. And at this point, I don't even really honestly buy the mental illness bid. Because if you had mental illness, schizophrenia, anxiety, or depression and shit like that, you would have some type of prescription. Somebody would diagnose you for that. I see a person that, hey, yeah, he has a mental illness. He probably is an alcoholic. He might be that. He might just like the party. He just likes the good life, right? The party life, rather. So I think that may be his problem, because him saying, oh, I don't know who I'm going to fight. I got one more fight. I just think about getting up in the day. I don't really think about boxing. I might not do this anymore. That is typical Tyson Fury. So this is what you have to deal with when Tyson Fury remains the WBC champion. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Tyson Fury saying that he might not fight anymore. And get this, let me leave you with this. Deontay Wilder said, I'm not going to retire, and everybody thought he was going to retire. The irony is this motherfucker might retire and fly off in the sunset and party his life away for the next 2 or 3 years. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.